I'm Brian Warshaw, and this is yesterday's news. Yesterday on Comics Now, we had some interesting merchandise news, and we also had an interesting bit of comics news. So first, let's go ahead and look at this one. So, Beast Kingdom, who makes these Egg Attack figures and mini Egg Attack figures, they are going to be coming out with a previews exclusive Venom Egg Attack figure. So these things are kind of cool looking. They're also kind of pricey, so unless you are a collector of the Egg Attacks or you want to become a collector, it might not be your thing. I think it's around $90 or $100, but this thing's pretty cool looking. Look at that. Now, it's unclear to me whether this is supposed to be Flash Thompson or Eddie Brock. I've got to say, the particular blondness makes me think more of Flash than Eddie, but I don't believe the article states that. I posted the article too, so it's kind of shameful that I don't know. It's the press release that came from Diamond Comics distributors that I'm not sure about. We'll look in a second, but yeah, this looks really cool. You've got some symbiote goo attachments for the back. Venom looks great with that tongue sticking out. And yeah, it's a cool little figure. Like the proportions. Very nice. So, yeah, it's their Egg Attack. It's 6 inches tall. It's $100, previews exclusive. And of course, it does not tell us if it is Flash or Eddie. So we're going to just have to speculate ourselves. Let me know in the comments who you think it is. And, yeah. So up next, we have Arcade 1-Up. They have announced a Marvel Superheroes arcade cabinet. This is really, really awesome news. Let's look at this bad boy. Come on, your own arcade cabinet in your own home. Would that not be amazing? Look at that. It's taking me back to many, many summers at the boardwalk with my grandmother playing video games in an arcade. Just amazing times. Look at Thanos on the side with the stones. The gems, because we're talking about the comics and not the movies. Oh, hold on, Dr. Doom. We got Doom down there. That is amazing. Yeah, this is really cool. It's also, I'm sure, really expensive. Jay did not post that in the article. If you guys want to pre-order it, you can head to the link here. This is at comics-now.com. Under our news section, you can find it there. But goodness gracious, this would be an amazing thing to have in your house, if you can afford it. So, up next, and finally, we have that Marvel announced yesterday, which was New Comic Book Day, that there is a digital director's cut edition of the first issue of House of X. Now, if you guys did not read House of X, it was absolutely fantastic. Thinking about writing a review for this today, you probably need to like Jonathan Hickman's type of storytelling because there is a lot of information here. He's setting up a lot of pieces on the board, but if you like a good long form story, you really should get in on the ground floor with House of X and then Powers of 10, which is coming out next week. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it, and Hickman not brought back, he didn't bring anybody back from the dead, but he used in that first issue some characters that if you're a Hickman fan, you would be happy to see him using again. So, yeah, here's just a few shots from the interiors of House of X. If you read the preview that we had up on comicsnow.com a couple days ago, then these will be familiar to you, or obviously if you've read the issue. But yeah, art by Pepe Larraz looked fantastic in there. Here's part of Scotty Young's variant cover. Just absolutely amazing, of course, predictably, because everything Scotty Young touches is amazing. Here's another cover. Maybe this is also by Pepe Larraz. And actually, this is not a cover, or it could be a cover, but it's part of the interiors as well. This is, I believe, from the very first page. And this is, of course, if you haven't picked up yet, Charles Xavier. And then here's some uncolored interiors. And I've got to say, a lot of modern Marvel books are color heavy and somewhat line light. It's just the style that they've seemed to have gravitated towards artistically. But a lot of nice ink stuff here from Larraz. I really like this. I kind of wish that they had a physical edition of the director's cut, because I would pick that up. I don't love digital comics. I will tolerate them. I have to, because that's how I read a lot of review copies. But yeah, so good looking stuff. And we're just cycling back through again. That is going to do it for this edition of Yesterday's News. You can find Comics Now on Twitter at Comics Nowcast. You can search for Comics Now on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram at Comics Nowcast, or right here on YouTube at Comics Nowcast. On the web, we are comics-now.com. I'm Brian Warshaw, and this is Comics Now.